Language Foundations Vocabulary Flashcards, helping you achieve understanding.
Bestow a privilege upon. A right reserved exclusively by a particular person or group, especially a hereditary or official right. A special advantage or immunity or benefit not enjoyed by all. Law. The right to refuse to divulge information obtained in a confidential relationship. An act of gracious kindness. Treat gently or carefully. A feeling of favorable regard. An inclination to approve. That style is in favor this season. Bestow a privilege upon. An advantage to the benefit of someone or something. The outcome was in his favor. Promote over another. He favors his second daughter. Consider as the favorite. The local team was favored. Souvenir consisting of a small gift given to a guest at a party. An act of gracious kindness. Treat gently or carefully. A feeling of favorable regard. An inclination to approve. Bestow a privilege upon. An advantage to the benefit of someone or something. Promote over another. Consider as the favorite. Souvenir consisting of a small gift given to a guest at a party. A right reserved exclusively by a particular person or group, especially a hereditary or official right. An incidental benefit awarded for certain types of employment, especially if it is regarded as a right. A right reserved exclusively by a particular person or group, especially a hereditary or official right. A right reserved exclusively by a particular person or group, especially a hereditary or official right. Suffrage was the prerogative of white adult males. Make it possible through a specific action or lack of action for something to happen. This permits the water to rush in. Allow the presence of or allow an activity, without opposing or prohibiting. Children are not permitted beyond this point. Consent to, give permission. She permitted her son to visit her estranged husband. The act of giving a formal, usually written, authorization. Large game fish, found in waters of the West Indies. A legal document giving official permission to do something. Give or assign a resource to a particular person or cause. Make it possible through a specific action or lack of action for something to happen. This sealed door won't allow the water come into the basement. Allow or plan for a certain possibility. Concede the truth or validity of something. I allow for this possibility. Let have. Mandela was allowed few visitors in prison. Allow the presence of or allow an activity, without opposing or prohibiting. We don't allow dogs here. Consent to, give permission. I cannot allow you to see your exam. Allow the other, baseball team to score. Afford possibility. This short story allows of several different interpretations. Make a possibility or provide opportunity for, permit to be attainable or cause to remain. The evidence allows only one conclusion. Grant as a discount or in exchange. The camera store owner allowed me $50 on my old camera. The appearance conveyed by a person's face. A pleasant countenance. The human face, kisser, and smiler, and mug, are informal terms for face, and fizz is British. Formal and explicit approval. Consent to, give permission. Grant use or occupation of under a term of contract. A brutal terrorist group active in Kashmir fights against India with the goal of restoring Islamic rule of India. Make it possible through a specific action or lack of action for something to happen. A serve that strikes the net before falling into the receiver's court. The ball must be served again. Consent to, give permission. I won't let the police search her basement. Cause to move. Cause to be in a certain position or condition. This let me in for a big surprise. Actively cause something to happen. I let it be known that I was not interested. Leave unchanged. Let it be. Make right or correct. Correct in opinion or judgment. Time proved him right. Intended for the right hand. A right-hand glove. The piece of ground in the outfield on the catcher's right. Informal, very. Used informally as an intensifier. A right fine day. Exactly. Socially right or correct. It isn't right to leave the party without saying goodbye. Southern regional intensive, very, to a great degree. They have a right nice place. Anything in accord with principles of justice. He feels he is in the right. In an accurate manner. He guessed right. Those who support political or social or economic conservatism. Those who believe that things are better left unchanged. In accord with accepted standards of usage or procedure. What's the right word for this? Precisely accurate. Free from error, especially conforming to fact or truth. The right answer. To a complete degree or to the full or entire extent, whole, is often used informally for wholly. She felt right at home. Make reparations or amends for. Right or wrongs done to the victims of the Holocaust. Appropriate for a condition or purpose or occasion or a person's character, needs. The right man for the job. Most suitable or right for a particular purpose. The right time to act. In the right manner, correctly, suitably. The hand that is on the right side of the body. He writes with his right hand but pitches with his left. In accordance with moral or social standards. That serves him right. An interjection expressing agreement. An abstract idea of that which is due to a person or governmental body by law or tradition or nature. Certain rights can never be granted to the government but must be kept in the hands of the people. A turn toward the side of the body that is on the south when the person is facing east. Take a right at the corner. Being or located on or directed toward the side of the body to the east when facing north. My right hand. Frequently plural, the interest possessed by law or custom in some intangible thing. Mineral rights. Having the axis perpendicular to the base. A right angle. In conformance with justice or law or morality. Do the right thing and confess. in or into a satisfactory condition. Things are right again now. Location near or direction toward the right side, i.e. the side to the south when a person or object faces east. He stood on the right of or belonging to the political or intellectual right of the side of cloth or clothing, facing or intended to face outward. The right side of the cloth showed the pattern. Put in or restore to an upright position. They righted the sailboat that had capsized. Regain an upright or proper position. The capsized boat righted again. Toward or on the right, also used figuratively. He looked right and left. Benefit resulting from some event or action. It turned out to my advantage. The quality of having a superior or more favorable position. The experience gave him the advantage over me. Give an advantage to. This system advantages the rich. Tennis. First point scored after deuce. The quality of having a superior or more favorable position. The experience gave him the advantage over me. Place or situation affording some advantage, especially a comprehensive view or commanding perspective. The right to be admitted onto the floor of a legislative assembly while it is in session. The act of reducing something unpleasant, as pain or annoyance. Law. The privilege of using something that is not your own, as using another's land as a right of way to your own land. The right of the government to refuse to reveal the identity of an informer. Neither spouse can divulge confidential communications from the other while they were married. The right of a lawyer to refuse to divulge confidential information from his client. The right of a physician to refuse to divulge confidential information from a patient without the consent of the patient. Neither spouse can divulge confidential communications from the other while they were married. The right of a clergyman to refuse to divulge confidential information received from a person during confession or similar exchanges. The right of a journalist to refuse to divulge sources of confidential information. The collection of rules imposed by authority. The great problem for jurisprudence to allow freedom while enforcing order. The branch of philosophy concerned with the law and the principles that lead courts to make the decisions they do. The learned profession that is mastered by graduate study in a law school and that is responsible for the judicial system. He studied law at Yale. A rule or body of rules of conduct inherent in human nature and essential to or binding upon human society. The collection of rules imposed by authority. Civilization presupposes respect for the law. The force of policemen and officers. The law came looking for him. The branch of philosophy concerned with the law and the principles that lead courts to make the decisions they do. A generalization that describes recurring facts or events in nature. The laws of thermodynamics. Legal document setting forth rules governing a particular kind of activity. There is a law against kidnapping.
Become our student and get access to effective and free educational materials. Subscribe to our YouTube channel to become a part of our growing YouTube community and to learn English effectively.